celebrates its 10th anniversary on ESPN. Knockout artist Roger Mayweather takes on Rodolfo Aguilar when Budweiser presents Top Rank Boxing. Live Thursday night at 9 Eastern, only on ESPN.
Well, certain boxers have left an indelible mark on our series, but none ever branded a year like Tommy Cordova did 1984.
Jackson. Good flurries by Jackson. Good right by Cordova. And again, the left hook by Cordova stings Jackson and sends him back. Cordova keeps coming on. Jackson trying to fight him off.
Can you believe this is the 10th round instead of the first?
Cordova has never stopped. Look at this.
Look at the hand speed of Cordova off that break. He got the left right in. Roach answered with the left right of his own. They're just brawling with each other. Look at Cordova go, like a windmill. Left, right. Roach comes back, hits him with the right, tries to throw a loud left. It missed, but Cordova did some damage inside. This has been a mauling, brawling, punching, pushing, shoving type fight tonight. No holes have been barred. It started at the weigh-in with the two corners rolling at it. And look at the fighters in the center of the ring. Roach with a left-right combination. Underneath, Cordova answers with a left-right to the body.
Freddie Roach tends to slap with his left hook, and he's landing that punch, but not as straight as he wants. Good right by Roach.
He slipped it in with a right and then followed it with a left. Cordova. There'll be a tough one to score here as Roach and Cordova come to the final 10 seconds. The crowd urging one or the other on. The sentiments have turned to Roach near it. Cordova trying to answer with a play at the end. There's the bell. They continue to fight after the bell. And the crowd on their feet here in Las Vegas.
And why not? The punch that you want to hit Tommy Cordova with, and there it is the uppercut. And that's what Garcia's trying to get in. Freddie Roach was effective at landing it.
Garcia's setting back on those punches well now, Al.
The other thing that you want to do, if you can, is back up Cordova. If you get him going backward, he's not nearly as effective a fighter.
Garcia's been unable to do that so far as Cordova continues to come on in the corner.
But I'll tell you, Garcia has landed some good shots in this round. But look, does it discourage Cordova? No, he's coming forward.
Listen to the crowd.
Incredible wars for Tommy Cordova. And those battles may have hastened his exit from boxing. Tommy was never quite the same after 1984, but he and Freddie Roach, one of his opponents that year, to me, are symbols of what our Top Rank Boxing series is all about. When we return, a look at a young heavyweight who made some waves after he appeared on ESPN.
Shortcut in a car. Shortcut in a truck. Finally, there's an oil that knows the difference. Truck Guard from Shell.
Hey, good hustle, Tom. Way to go into the stands, babe.
Hey, you really killed yourself out there today, kid. You don't have to be a major league ball player to need major league pain relief. Ben Gay Sports Balm. Real relief for sore muscles.
It's just a pure and natural beer for you. So icy cold, so crisp, so clean for you.
Of all the beers that are cold filtered, only one has that distinctively clean, crisp taste. Budweiser, cold filtered and Beechwood aged for over 110 years.
This Bud's for you.
Coming April 4th, live from Madison Square Garden on pay-per-view. Look who's fighting man. Michael Dokes, number 3 in the WBA, versus Razor Ruddock, number 2 in the WBA. Pound for pound, the best card around. See 8 men earn their pay in a full night of boxing action. Opportunity knocks. Mark your calendar now for April 4th. Sometimes when you see an athlete for the first time, you just know.
For instance, they knew when they saw Stan Musial play in the minor leagues. They knew when they saw Irvin Magic Johnson as a freshman at Michigan State. And we knew when we first saw Mike Tyson on ESPN in 1985. You knew he was special.
And look at Tyson go right after Kennedy. Now, Kennedy is a boxer, but gets knocked down with the first left hook he takes. Look at the power already from Mike Tyson. Right hand glances off the chin, but it rocked Kennedy. The left hook does it the same.
Kennedy's hands are really very low, and Tyson, boy, you have to like how poised he is right here. He is picking his shots well. He is hurting.
This one could be over. It is. Joe Cortez stops it.
Perfect timing by Joe Cortez. That was right when he saw that last right hand land. He could just feel the fact that Kennedy would be sagging to the canvas. Boy, Mike Tyson is powerful, huh?
Oh, wow.
Ironically, another heavyweight made his TV debut that year. His name, Buster Douglas. He fought in our 1985 heavyweight tournament against Jesse Ferguson. And guess what? He lost a 10-round decision. But that was then, and this is now. And 5 years has made a world of difference. On April 11th, 1985, we celebrated our 5th anniversary of our Top Rank Boxing show. And we had nice features telling everybody what a great 5 years it had been. And then we started the show, and for the first hour and a half, we had probably the worst boxing matches we've ever shown. The undercard stunk. Well, we were in a little bit of trouble until Brett Summers and Chris Calvin took center stage. These two lightweights turned it into a wild evening.
Side, he feels that Calvin is so much of a straight-line fighter that side movement is what's going to finally take its toll here tonight as we enter round 3.
And that is what gives him problem. You know, another left-hander that Calvin fought lost a stick ball. Good right hand.
There was no movement side to side by Summers, and that's exactly what Calvin wanted to do.
Another good straight right by Calvin. He is getting that punch in.
Going to right hand again as Summers goes down for the second time in the round. He's up right in front of Joey Curtis, says, I'm all right.
7. Chris Calvin is not putting his punches together like we've seen him do in the past. That's one of the reasons he's having trouble now with Summers.
Straight left hand by Summers has Calvin leaning on the rope. Calvin trying to fight back with a combination of zones. Summers had him in his sight and picked him off with about 5 straight punches.
A warning to Calvin. Hey, that could be important if Joey Curtis were to take a point away from Calvin for any illegal tactic.
Another left hand. Oh, look at the left-right combination by
Calvin. That's a knockdown.
And that one is the 5th knockdown of the fight of Brett Summers. All took has been, I guess, the most surprising punch that Calvin has thrown tonight.
Well, Chris Calvin isn't the most polished fighter in the world. And in he has as much power as anybody in the lightweight division. This may be over. Yes, it is. The left eye of Summers is cut. He's in trouble. Upsets have been a specialty of the house on the top-ranked menu. As we move ahead to 1986, we see one of the tastiest when supposed journeyman Freddie Pendleton took on former world champ Roger Mayweather.
Freddie Pendleton.
See Mayweather backing up exclusively now.
Work his back, Freddie.
Whoa, down goes Mayweather. He's out. And Scale backs him up.
He was caught up in the ropes. I don't know if Roger Mayweather can make it. Wow, is he wobbly. No way, it's an upset.
Pendleton is going nuts.
Mayweather would later rebound to win the junior welterweight title, and one of his best fights came against this man, Harold Brazier. Although he has not won a world title, this solid professional has been an ESPN mainstay, and he's earned everyone's respect along the way. Good right hand by Brazier.
Now it's Carnet, who looks more like he's in the 10th round than Brazier.
Right hand that may have really gotten to Barnett. He's crumbling. There he goes.
Padilla will be looking at it very...
Oh, my! Brazier from a solid left hand. Wow, what a turnaround.
Harold looked over at his corner, said, I'm all right, but wow, what a straight left.
He scored with the left. There's a solid right by Brazier. Back Blake up, and he's got him hurt, I believe. Blake dancing away, trying to keep Brazier off, but misses. Brazier Frazier steps in, working to the body, and Blake goes down. Padilla waved. Razor away, one shot, and down goes Blake. This one's over.
I doubt if there's anybody in the boxing world that I respect more than Harold Brazier. And even this year, he's come back from a career-threatening shoulder injury to box well. He's had a shot at the world title twice, come very close. Maybe the third time will be the charm for Harold. Well, when we return, we'll take a look at a man who is second to none.
It's one of sport's great traditions. Year after year, they come by invitation only, hoping that this will be their year to be immortalized on the Augusta National Golf Course. It's a monument to all that is great in golf. A tournament that has no equal. The Masters on USA, April 5th and 6th, live at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific.
Get set for America's favorite pastime. Follow the Omaha Royals all season long on Cox Cable or live at Rosenblatt Stadium. Bring your family to the stadium and be part of the fun and excitement. Or tune in to Cox Cable's live telecasts as Torrey Pantaleon, Jim Kelter, and Frank Atkinson all call the action. Play ball with the Omaha Royals. See the Omaha Royals home opener this Friday live on Cox Channel 7.
Budweiser presents Top Rank Boxing live Tuesday nights on ESPN.
Well, you know, one of the staples of our show is when we get a chance to go to a locale where one of the hometown boxers has fired up the passion of the boxing fans in that area. We do it when we go to Bismarck, North Dakota to see 7,000 screaming fans come there to support light heavyweight champion Virgil Hill. And we did it in 1987 when we went to Davenport, Iowa, the hometown of Michael Nunn.
Top-ranked middleweights in the world, ladies and gentlemen, Michael, second to none.
Very tough Cecil Pettigrew in tough against Michael Nunn.
You know, Nunn switched to righty again. Good weapon by him.
And he's got Pettigrew hurt, staggering. The crowd wants...
Good right hand.
Well, Finley just welcomed Nunn to the east. Having his own endurance. A good left hand by Nunn.
And again.
Unanimous decision, Michael Nunn.
Reaction from Michael Nunn. He came from California to test the boxing waters here on the East Coast.
It was in Atlantic City. It was the only time I ever fought in Atlantic City. And the fans was crazy. I mean, they didn't like the idea of a guy coming from the West Coast come to the East Coast beating up on East Coast fighters. So, I mean, they booed me. But, you know, I beat him up pretty good.
We're speaking of Michael Nunn. That wild right by Alex Ramos misses. Nunn comes in and buries one in the midsection. Now he goes to the head, banging away, and the crowd encouraging him. And Ramos says, I'm out here. Come on. Michael says, I know where you are. I'll be right there.
Well, Nunn now setting down, landing some shots. And the crowd likes it. Our most exciting fight of 1987 came when a couple of East Coast junior lightweights, Kenny Bazemore and Harold Knight, got together to inaugurate the first night of boxing at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City. What an opening night. And you see Knight, he's looking to land the right. He takes a right from Bazemore. Was he hurt?
Knight appears to be stunned. He gets hit with another combination.
Wow, what a round.
It's only the second round of a scheduled 12-rounder. Bazemore goes down. Oh, what a left hand by Knight. The right eye of Bazemore is a sea of blood at this point.
Tell you what, though, Kenny Bazemore is more than holding his own. He's taking a lot, but he's... Oh, there he goes, though. I spoke too soon. Good body work. Oh! This fight has got to be over. It's over. This fight will not continue. And what about the man who has fought on ESPN more times than anyone, Terrence Ali? Not only has he fought more times than anyone, he is undefeated in 25 trips out of the box, only one draw to mar his record. In 1988, he was a boxing curiosity, a 40-year-old trying to relive past glory. We featured George Foreman against Guido Trani in February of that year, and well, George got the job done. Foreman looking to the referee like he wants the fight stop. What's this? What's this? Well, if Trani didn't do much to enhance the Italian boxing tradition, well, sometimes boxing in Italy isn't all that traditional. We found that out in a visit to Genoa for the Gianfranco Rossi-Dwayne Thomas title match. And as Bob Arum remembers, it was an intriguing evening.
The fight is going to live in the United States, which means it's on 2, 3 in the morning. Now, this restaurateur, Luciano Zeffirino, was a great gregarious guy, and he brought his chef in and himself, and they set up a kitchen in the arena serving pasta to all the fans at ringside at this god-awful hour in the morning. And Zeffirino, I mean, he had to be on camera all the time. He had to get his picture in the act no matter what was happening. Finally, the fight goes on, and Rossi knocks Thomas down, and Thomas is groggy during the fight. And Zeffirino, not wanting to be left out of the scene, jumped into the ring, cradled Dwayne Thomas's head in his arms, and this is the first fight in the history of boxing stopped by restaurateur.
Louis Espinosa is no stranger to a great fight, and neither is our show. For that matter, neither is Pedro Decima. And the three got together in 1988 for a terrific match.
Telling them to watch their heads. Decima bleeding from the nose, and the cut alongside Espinosa's left eye has not reopened to any great extent. Decima's hurt.
Yes, and an important move here is that the strength of Espinosa is taking over. He's pushing Decima around, he's muscling him, and he's hurting him with the jab in the right hand.
Decima trying to fight back, but right now he's a hurt fighter. Another good right hand by Espinosa.
Wow, this is an amazing battle when you look at it in its totality.
Decima's legs definitely rubbery here. Won't take much more.
I'll tell you what, though, he is nailing Espinosa with some big shots as well. The best way for Espinosa to win this fight is to crank up that left hook and wail away with it to the body and the head. And there he's doing it. For Pedro Decima, what he's got to get back to that he...
There's a right hand. Down goes Decima. Al, you said it. He was capable of a one-punch knockout. And that was a tremendous right hand.
Well, I thought it might be the left hook, but instead it was the right. My original thought on him. He can punch.
A body shot, and down goes Decima for the second time.
And there is a 3 knockdown rule here in Nevada.
Inside a minute now, coming down to 50 seconds remaining. Good right hand by Espinosa. Left hand. Down he goes. It's all over. Louis Espinosa has won it in dramatic fashion over Pedro Decima.
Wow. When we return, we go back home again to Indiana.
I'm not going to chain myself to a nuclear power plant, but I do care about the environment. So I stopped using chemicals around the garden, switched to Ringer. Ringer Lawn Restore makes my lawn look thicker, greener, naturally healthy. And Ringer Attack pesticides control bugs biologically, not chemically. With Ringer, my lawn looks better, and I feel better.
Daddy, is this safe to plant the grass?
Sure. Much better.
Ringer Natural Lawn and Garden Products. Better for everything that grows, including people.
You never know what the day will bring.
It's contract law.
Next building. But the unexpected's a real sure thing. On demand, you're more sure.
You see, Sure responds on demand to work harder when you need it more.
No volunteers?
So Sure helps keep you dry.
You may never know when you need more more sure, but sure knows when.
The third part.
Correct.
Give you more. Raise your head on demand. You're more sure.
Wednesday, catch a spring training showdown. The Texas Rangers take on the Chicago White Sox. Be there for all the action starting at 7 Eastern, live Wednesday on ESPN.
Our trips to Indiana always seem to produce interesting moments. And when we went there in May to see Mike Pollitt take on Danny Morgan, a couple of journeyman middleweights, it was, well, interesting.
Second round. Good combination there by Pollitt, and Morgan goes down.
Wow. I would have agreed with you, but I guess not. Now, here's where Danny Morgan's boxing ability better come into play. He better move. He better get on his bicycle and tie Pollitt up.
He is still hurt. Pollitt hits him with another right hand. And a right hand by Morgan, and down goes Pollitt. I'll tell you, it's like the movies. Fight's over. Fight is over.
I'll tell you what, I think it's appropriate. They probably would have had to stop it anyway, but George DeFavis was on top of Mike Pollitt at about the count of 3, holding him down. Now, you see, he is down, and he probably is in some trouble, but the way DeFavis got on top of him was kind of strange. Anyway, what a drama. Well, what a dramatic finish here.
We celebrated our 9th anniversary by watching Doug DeWitt battle Robbie Sims for the WBO middleweight title. For DeWitt, it was one more chance at a brass ring that has been so elusive. He's been an ESPN regular, and this superb performance against Mike Tinley in 1984 made him a top contender. He boxed beautifully and went on to earn some big money matches, but they were all losses. Things really hit rock bottom in February of 1987 against Jose Quinones.
DeWitt can walk through and land the body shots, especially the left hook.
Oh, my. Did I say lack of power? Excuse me. A right hand sends DeWitt down. I've never seen DeWitt go down, ever. He's out.
But he rebounded to beat Tony Thornton in a thrilling match for the USBA crown. And then it was on to Sims for a world title. Doug looked reborn as he outslugged and outboxed Sims to win the WBO title. For Doug DeWitt, this was a moment he probably thought he'd never experience. Well, the 80s have left us, and we're into the 1990s. How good is our start in this new decade? I think it's pretty good. In fact, I think we've already had what might be the best bout we've ever had on Top Rank Boxing. That's the one that featured welterweight contender Tyrone Trice against Kevin Pompey. Not everyone thought Pompey could be competitive with Trice.
Yeah, and he hasn't forced Trice to take a backward step.
Trice disdaining even bringing the left hand up. More content to go on offense.
Oh, wow. That one staggered him. That one did hurt him. Yes. Trouble. Pompey now moves in. It will not take much, but look at the time. Only 10 seconds left. Trice holding on. Right.
For dear life.
He's still hurt. Pompey trying to jump on him before the end of the round. Gets one more shot in, but Trice gets through it. Inside of 10 seconds remaining in this 11th round.
Great uppercut by Trice after 3 straight jabs. This is a war, and it is a superb boxing match.
Absolutely.
Doesn't get much better.
Good shot again by Pompey. Let's go. We come to the end of the 11th round.
America's welterweight title, Tyrone Trice.
And we'll be back with some closing thoughts on the past, the present, and the future.
Ah, Saturday morning. Time to climb up on the old lawn tractor and ride. Well, if this is what it feels like, Maybe you should look into a new Honda. With its smooth-running, liquid-cooled engine, hydrostatic transmission, and super comfortable seat, it takes care of you as well as your lawn. Test drive the new Honda hydrostatic transmission lawn tractor and put the old lawn tractor out to pasture.
Man, what a day. I could sure use a vacation.
Yeah, I'd like to be right here.
Ice cold, bud.
Hey, maybe tomorrow we should bring the boss.
Nah. You're watching ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
When we celebrated our 5th anniversary here on Top Rank Boxing, I closed that show by saying that the first 5 years were great, but I hoped the second 5 would be even better. Well, guess what? I think I got my wish. The boxing that the people at Top Rank have provided us has been excellent throughout the weeks and years of this series, and I've been fortunate enough to work with some of the best announcers in television. Right now, my partner Barry Tompkins and also analyst Dave Bontempo are a joy to work with, and along with them, I'm hoping to bring you the best of Top Rank Boxing as we move ahead in the years. We hope that along the way, in addition to good boxing, we'll also bring you a few chuckles and provide you with some information that helps you enjoy the fights. And so we hope you'll stick with us for the future of our ESPN Top Rank Boxing show, and I hope that, yes, the next 10 will be even better. Good night, everyone.